This seal once grabbed a marine biologist by the leg and dragged her 200 feet, that's about 60 meters, underwater. Its goal, to drown her and eat her. The woman, miraculously, survived. But usually, they never let go. Just putting myself in her shoes gives me absolute chills. Even imagining being dragged down to that dark depth, completely defenseless, it's enough to make my knees give out. So today, we are not looking at those cute viral beach videos. Today, I'm uncovering the cold, hard truth. Just as I promised in my last video, I didn't want to keep you waiting, so I jumped straight into making this one. If you are ready to face the real facts, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and join the family. A fat, clumsy seal slumped sideways on a rock. Maybe it's barking at something, or maybe it's just lying there, wobbling. Most of the time, you've laughed at these classic images. I've laughed too. They were one of the rare things that truly warmed our hearts. But this image, it's a lie. What we are actually seeing is a 450-kilogram alpha predator in a state of rest, conserving its energy with the discipline of an elite athlete between rounds. The southern elephant seal, the largest of its species, can reach the weight of a small car. Their canines, and I mean this literally, are structurally identical to the teeth of a wolf, long, curved, designed to lock and never let go. When I first read the jaw pressure data for leopard seals, I saw something I never expected. We are talking about bite forces that can crush a penguin's bone, like chewing gum. But it's not just about physical power. There is also the element of intelligence. It's been observed that seals don't just perch on coastal lookouts, rocks, ice floes, shallow banks, to rest. They are there to watch, to study the movement patterns of prey above the waterline. Just look at this level of intellect. Researchers in Patagonia documented individual sea lions returning to the same observation points for days before launching an attack on penguin colonies. That cute seal is watching us, and it's been watching for a while. Do you know what happens when a seal decides its time has come? In open waters, leopard seals can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour. An Olympic swimmer? They max out at just 8 kilometers per hour. The difference in those numbers is, honestly, both laughable and terrifying. In their environment, we aren't a threat. To them, we are just prey, and we are incredibly slow. Even these whiskers, the ones we usually find so cute, are actually deeply unsettling. Seals possess one of the most extraordinary sensory systems in the animal kingdom. Vibrissae. These are ultra-sensitive facial whiskers capable of detecting hydrodynamic trails left by moving objects, up to 180 meters away. In pitch blackness, at depths where no light penetrates and no human eye could ever function. A seal can track the exact path a fish took 30 seconds ago. Some studies suggest they can even detect minute pressure changes in the water column, changes equivalent to the heartbeat of a tiny creature. I've spent a lot of time researching dangerous predators for this channel. Crocodiles, mantis shrimp, Greenland sharks. We used to think they were the most dangerous. But there is something deeply unnerving about an animal that hunts by feeling the echo of your heartbeat in the water around it. That isn't hunting. It's closer to a haunting. It's a trait more terrifying than what most predators possess. And they're feeding. My God, they're feeding. Leopard seals don't just bite and swallow. They grab their prey, a penguin, a fish, even a smaller seal. They latch on. And then they shake it. Violently, over and over again. This thrashing motion is so incredibly powerful that it literally tears the prey to pieces, ripping meat from bone and skin with brutal concussive force. They've been filmed doing this to penguins for up to 20 minutes, not because it takes that long to kill them, but because this brutal process is simply how they eat. I'm not going to pretend I wasn't disturbed watching that footage, because it bothered me deeply. It made my stomach turn. That's why I'm not putting those clips in the video right now. Trust me, it's completely unwatchable. But what bothers me isn't just the sheer disgust of how they hunt. It's the fact that a seal is the one doing it. Because to us, they've always been these innocent, loving, utterly adorable creatures. If it were any other predator in those videos, we wouldn't even bat an eye. The real problem is, the monster in that footage is the exact same animal we call innocent. I almost didn't include this part in the video, but I still feel like I need to tell you about this. You see, seals don't just hunt for food. There is extensive scientific documentation showing that leopard seals target penguins, not for consumption, but for what researchers clinically define as harassment. The penguin is caught, released, caught again, and released again. They play with it, like a psychopath, sometimes for long periods, until the bird either escapes or dies from pure exhaustion and injury. No feeding ever takes place. The behavior serves no nutritional purpose at all. It isn't a necessity for survival, not even close. This kind of targeted aggression follows hierarchical patterns within seal colonies. Dominant individuals exhibit this behavior more frequently. Young seals have been observed watching these episodes, and some ethologists believe this constitutes a form of behavioral learning. They aren't just practicing violence, they might be teaching each other how to be violent. Unfortunately, this interspecies targeting isn't limited to penguins. Seals have been documented attacking octopuses, dolphins, and even small sharks. Harbor seals have been observed killing harbor porpoise calves, a species they do not eat. Researchers describe this as directed aggression, stemming from mating season frustration. This happens in organized clusters along specific coastlines in Scotland, and it has been documented repeatedly since the early 2000s. I don't know how to frame this information, other than to simply say that it exists. It is a reality. If the hunting doesn't convince you to rethink your relationship with seals, then step onto a breeding beach during mating season, but only, metaphorically speaking, for your own safety. Male elephant seals fighting for beach dominance is one of the most viscerally brutal sights in the natural world. These males, some exceeding 2,000 kilograms, rear up and slam into each other with enough force to shatter ribs, pierce skin, and crush cartilage. The beaches are stained crimson. The noise carries for kilometers. I've watched documentary footage of these fights, and every time, there's a moment where the sheer scale of the violence stops feeling like nature and starts feeling like something else entirely. And there's something that sticks with me. The seal pups, the newborns, regularly die during these battles, not because they're targeted or intentional. They are simply crushed underfoot as two massive males collide across a stretch of sand. Mortality rates for pups in high-density breeding colonies can reach 30% in a single season. This isn't like wolves in winter. This is a species indifferently destroying its own next generation in the pursuit of hierarchy. The victorious male doesn't mourn. He now controls that beach. To him, that is all that matters. This is the uncomfortable conversation that no nature documentary wants to have with you, but someone needs to say it. And from now on, I will be the one telling the stories that usually go untold on this channel. The global Save the Seals movement was well-intentioned, and I don't overlook that, but it has led to an ecological consequence that we are only now truly starting to grapple with. As of 2026, gray seal populations in the North Atlantic have exploded by over 4,000% since the 1970s. Off the coast of South Africa, the number of Cape Fur seals has tripled, In the Bering Sea, the competition between expanding seal populations and already stressed fish stocks is accelerating the collapse of species that indigenous communities have relied on for centuries. Seals eat. They eat enormous amounts. A single adult leopard seal consumes thousands of kilograms of prey every year. Now multiply that by a population that is booming without its natural predators, as great whites, orcas, and polar bears all face their own declining numbers and pressures. What you get is not a balanced ecosystem. What you get is a single, dominant, unchecked, and highly intelligent predator, consuming everything beneath it. We protected them, and they, in the most biological sense, won. Before I end the video, I want to mention one more thing I found in a parasitology journal. Seals have a terrifying secret living inside their internal organs: crassicata parasites. These giant parasites, reaching up to a meter in length, tunnel through their host, consuming them from the inside out. These infections are usually fatal and almost always agonizing. Because seals gather in such dense breeding colonies, the infection rate in some populations is nearing 70%. That clumsy sunbathing animal on your screen is being slowly eaten alive from the inside. Honestly, this part makes me so sad. It deeply affects me to see any living creature suffer, get injured, or be harmed in any way. And yet, somehow, they remain the alpha predators of their environment. I think about nature very differently now than when I first started making these videos. I used to think the line was drawn between the cute and the dangerous, between the things we protect and the things we fear. Seals destroyed that framework for me. They are both adorable and deadly, protected and terrifying. They are an animal that has learned to use our compassion as a weapon against us, and they didn't even have to try. They remind me so much of the sea otters I mentioned in my previous video. Both look incredibly sweet on the surface, but when you dive deep and see the reality of things, there is a completely different world behind that cute image. The names and species might change, but nature's brutal summary is always the same. If you're curious about the hidden, dark world of sea otters, you should definitely give my previous video a chance. And so, we've reached the end of another video. Seeing the true face of nature and life makes me feel a certain bitterness sometimes. Just like the sadness we feel when we see the hidden sides of people or situations we once trusted in our daily lives. But that is exactly why we shouldn't settle for what is presented to us. We must seek the truth behind everything. Never lose your hunger for research and learning, because the greatest power is to question. While you're watching this, I've already started researching our next topic. To make sure you don't miss the new videos, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video. Stay curious, stay with love, and I'll see you in the next one.